My name is Steve Tettelbach. I'm a biology professor at CW Post campus of Long Island University in New York. And I teach biology and marine science and have been working on bay scallops for over 30 years. I've been working on questions related to bay scallop ecology for many years, and also been involved with work on scallop restoration for over 20 years. Our most recent effort now is in its 7th year, and we're basically attempting to jumpstart the bay scallop populations in New York that had been almost wiped out by a series of algal blooms in the mid-1980s. Recent work is a much larger effort than we had done in the past, and again is directed to try to bring back scallop populations as well as the commercial fisheries. I would say a couple of the main things would be that it really comes down to numbers. If you can plant more scallops, you're going to have a much better chance of success. And also, when the scallop plantings are done, is that they need to essentially be at high concentrations or high densities at the time of reproduction, so that the chances of eggs getting fertilized are increased. I would say those are probably two of the main messages that I would try to convey from our work in New York. The commercial fishery is a dredge fishery, and it starts at the beginning of November and goes until the end of March. And the recreational fishery actually is not as prominent as it used to be. The reason is that by the time we get to the beginning of November, the water temperature is rather cold, and aside from a few hardcore divers, we don't have as many people involved in the recreational fishery. There is some discussion about opening the recreational fishery a couple of weeks ahead of the commercial fishery, so that people still have a chance to get out and get some dinner. Well, I think that from this meeting and from previous talks I've heard from researchers in Florida, it's clear that there have been some documented successes of bay scallop restoration in Florida. So that hope that can increase is certainly there. I think that, again, it comes back to the scale of the restoration efforts, and I'm very impressed by the number of people that are involved, and particularly the number of volunteers that are interested in bay scallop restoration and are going out and doing the scallop counts. I think that's a phenomenal resource and a huge help for this process. Well, I've actually not had Florida bay scallops, so I can't really answer that question, but I can tell you that there's nothing better than a fresh bay scallop.